In this video, we're going to discuss an advanced technique whereby you can preload embedded components. So you can see we have a simple UX component over here with a panel navigator, and then on panel card number 2 we have an embedded UX component, and we've set this component to delay render till visible. So if we go ahead now and we run this in a browser with Firebug turned on so we can actually see the callbacks, you can see that the component is loaded. And now when we go to panel card number 2, so I'll press this button right now, there's an AJAX callback that takes place to load the embedded component. But what if you wanted to still have the main UX component load with all of this embedded components delay render till visible, but then in the background while the main component has been loaded, start preloading individual embedded components so that when the user finally gives focus to the panel card that has that embedded component, the component has already been rendered. So let's go ahead now and first check this out. So I'm going to go there now and reload the component, and now what I'm going to do is click a button that's going to go and preload the component that's on panel card number 2. So you'll see there's the AJAX callback that took place, and now when I go to panel card number 2, let's just press the button to do that. You can see that there's no AJAX callback anymore because the component already has been rendered. So let's now go behind the scenes and see how we did that. So I'm going to go now back to the builder, and if I now go and switch to XBasic mode here, I can see the generated code here contains inside this property here called precalc page layout part JavaScript, there's a call to a function over here, and this is the name of the function that's going to actually load the component. And you'll see here that this function name has a GUID in it that matches the internal GUID of this control. So this function name is actually going to be invariant. So I'm going to just copy this function name to the clipboard, and now go back to my button that does the preloading over here, and let's look at the code here. So we'll see that what we're doing over here is just simply calling that function, and actually it would be a good idea to replace dialog.object there with the object name. So I'm going to go there and change that, and then get rid of this over there. So here we go. So let's just confirm that it's still working. So preload and then go there. So yep, it's still working. So now we'll go back to our button. So we can see that we're calling the code that calls the function to preload the embedded component, and then we're basically getting a pointer to the panel navigator, and we're going to set the property in the state object of this panel navigator to indicate that panel card 2's embedded component has already been rendered. So here we're getting a pointer to the panel navigator, and then we're saying that if the panel navigator's state.underbar_render object doesn't exist, then create an object and then put inside this object in the panel card 2 property the value of true. So that means that when we finally do give focus to panel card number 2, its state_render property will already have been set to true, so we will not be firing this function to load the embedded component. So using this technique here, you can incrementally start loading components that are set to delay render. Thanks very much for watching.